Thanks, man.
Well, Tom, I must say you're very calm as you watch that.
Dave, you know, as you all know, this show goes everywhere in the country in syndication, and a lot of people watch it. A lot of wrestlers watch it. A lot of fans watch it. And I heard a lot of things all over the country. And one of them was, they said, why are you trying to be a cheap Roddy Piper imitation? And I told them, I said, you could go back 12 years, check my interviews, check the way I talk. I've always acted like this all my life. I'm not trying to imitate anybody. This is Tom Prichard. But you see, the other thing I heard from everybody in the country, from wrestlers to the people that go to the matches, and I don't care what anybody says, because I'm one of these guys that you could tell me something, I can tell you go stick it, because I could care less what you think about me. But when somebody told me, and everybody came up and says, why are you being Eric Embry's stooge? They never asked Eric, why are you being Tom Prichard's stooge? And then I got to thinking, I said, well, it was Embry that got the shots with Lawler. It was Embry that whenever we'd go out, he'd want to get into a fight, and he'd send me first because he knew I'd take the first shot to get 2 or 3 in, and then when they're down, he'd take them. Now, you see, he's talking a lot of stuff, and just because it happened one night doesn't mean that it wasn't coming along, because it was. You see, I've rode up and down the roads with Eric Embry. I've been in the ring with Eric Embry as his partner side by side, and it was always me, Embry. It was always me, the guy that went in first and got him down so you could take the cheap shot. And you see, Dave, about a year ago, I was sitting at home in Houston, Texas, when nobody wanted to touch me. Not the WWF, not NWA. Nobody wanted to book Tom Prichard because he had an attitude problem. Nobody could handle Tom Prichard's attitude problem. And one day I got a phone call from Eric Embry that said, hey, man, I know you're one of the toughest wrestlers in the country today, and I'm going to the USWA, and I think you and me would make a hell of a tag team, and we would destroy everybody and all the competition that they got to offer. I became the Southern Heavyweight Champion. I am the Texas Heavyweight Champion. And I did it on my own because I am a great athlete. I am a great wrestler. And every time Eric came out here, he seemed to be taking the credit for everything. But you know, if the truth be known, who was it, Eric, that knocked those guys out in Dallas? Who was it, Eric, after we went out partying and rock and rolling all night long, would get up and go to the gym while you stayed in your dark room all day long, Eric? It was me. And who was it who stood by your side when nobody else wanted to? When you made that phone call, you knew because you had an attitude problem yourself. I thought you thought like me, you acted like me, you had the same things on your mind as I did. But this has been coming because, yeah, maybe I do like women. Maybe I do like to go out a little bit too long all night long, but I never let that get in my way of business. And if you take a look at yourself in the mirror, Eric Embry, you can tell who the better athlete is. And I'll tell you this, you're not better than me. You can't beat me, and I'm going to show you. If you want to step in the ring with me, I won't be side by side. You're going to have to get nose to nose with me, and then you're going to see just how nasty I am.
Dr. Tom Prichard with words about Eric Embry, and I must say, I understand where he's coming